Emily Carr's Klee Wyck, Day 11, Chapter 11, Sleep. When I was a child, staying at one of Victoria's beaches, I was down on the point, watching a school of porpoises at play off Trail Island when a canoe came around the headland. She was steering straight for our beach. The government allowed the Indians to use the beaches when they were traveling, so they made camp and slept wherever the night happened to fall. In the canoe were a man and a woman, half a dozen children, a dog, a cat, and a coop of fowls, besides all the Indians' things. She was a West Coast canoe, dug out of a great red cedar tree. She was long and slim, with a high prow shaped like a wolf's head. She was painted black with a line of blue running along the top of the inside of her. Her stern went straight down into the water. The Indian mother sat in the stern and steered the canoe with a paddle. When the canoe was near the shore, the man and the woman drove their paddles strong and hard, and the canoe shot high up onto the pebbles with a growling sound. The barefoot children swarmed over her side and waded ashore. The man and the woman got out and dragged the canoe high onto the beach. There was a baby tucked into the woman's shawl. The shawl bound the child close to her body. She waddled slowly across the beach, her bare feet settling in the sand with every step, her fleshy body squared down onto her feet. All the movements of the man and the woman were slow and steady. Their springless feet paddled flatly. Their backs and shoulders were straight. The few words they said to each other were guttural and low-pitched. The Indian children did not race up and down the beach, astonished at strange new things, as we always were. These children belonged to the beach and were as much a part of it as the drift logs and the stones. The man gathered a handful of sticks and lit a fire. They took a big iron pot and their food out of the canoe and set them by the fire. The woman sat among the things with her baby. She managed the shawl and the baby so that she had her arms free and her hands moved among the kettles and food. The man and a boy, about as big as I was, came up the path on the bank with tin pails. When they saw me, the boy hung back and stared. The man grinned and pointed to our well. He had coarse hair hanging to his shoulders. It was unbrushed, and his head was bound with a red band. He had wrinkles everywhere, face, hands, and clothing. His coat and pants were in tatters. He was brown and dirty all over, but his face was gentle and kind. Soon I heard the pad-pad of their naked feet on the clay of the path. The water from the boy's pail slopped in the dust while he stared back at me. They made tea and ate stuff out of the iron pot. It was fish. I could smell it. The man and the woman sat beside the pot, but the children took pieces and ran up and down eating them. They had hung a tent from the limb of the old willow tree and lolled over the sand from the bank. The bundles and blankets had been tossed into the tent. The flaps were open, and I could see everything lying, higgledy-piggledy, inside. Each child ate what he wanted, then went into the tent and tumbled, dead with sleep, among the bundles. The man, too, stopped eating and went into the tent and lay down. The dog and the cat were curled up among the blankets. The woman on the beach drew the smoldering logs apart. Then she poured a little water on them, and they hissed. Last of all, she too went into the tent with her baby. The tent full of sleep grayed itself into the shadow under the willow tree. The wolf's head of the canoe stuck up, black, on the beach a little longer. Then it faded back and back into the night. The sea kept on going, slap, 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 over the beach.